dude with pink hair.
Yeah, I just want to start today's show by giving JSU some props.
Yeah,
okay?
Let's do it.
I want to start this show off the right way.
Yep.
You know, and by the way, and I was out of town when this happened, but the last time a couple of teams that are playing tonight went into like triple overtime, somebody won like $167,000. I think
for
it was
the like 14th time this year.
Yeah, for like the 14th time. And then the other night,
I mean, it was complete luck. They went into triple overtime. So, sometimes you get lucky and, that's that. I've never won $1 million though. So I'm still trying to catch Big T. Yeah. I've never won $1 million. So I'm still trying
to bow to you, JSU.
I did though. I will say this. I did call Big T up.
You're not worthy.
Specifically to let him know that J.D. McKissick was going to catch a touchdown. He was going to catch a screen touchdown specifically. I told him, I said, Seattle is awful. They can't defend screen passes. Watch. It's going to be huge in the game. Tony, it was a big part of the game, right?
Yeah.
For Washington.
Yeah, I shipped FanDuel first place because of it. I wasn't going to play much McKissick and Gibson together, but JSU, like always, gives me the winners. I went back in, made a slight adjustment, got me some McKissick with them, shipped FanDuel. Not a huge chop. I mean, it was a massive whatever it was. I mean, a couple 3,000-4,000, like 150,000 less than JSU wins, but that's all part of the experience. And Yahoo is where it really gets spicy. I was telling Simon before, so I used the SaberSim on Yahoo, put 150 in, and really late in the fourth quarter, I was solo shipping for like 18,000 because of a McKissick MVP because of JSU getting me on him. It didn't end up. I still shipped on Yahoo, but it was a lesser chop because Gibson ended up being instead of McKissick after McKissick got hurt. I don't even know the difference. It probably was close to a solo there because of JSU. If he didn't tell me to play a dude with pink hair, it would have been a perfect night.
I'm pissed. I'll tell you right now. So I played 4 teams. I cashed all 4 teams. 2 of them were Antonio Gibson captain builds. That one of them was my main team, the Gibson build. But then I played 2 DK Metcalf captain builds. And Tony, I told you, I said, I'm going to play J.D. McKissick and Gibson together in pretty much all of my teams, but definitely in the teams that have Metcalf in them for sure. And I remember us talking and we were like, you could play him in the Gibson captain. It probably hurts him a little bit, but I thought it was still an okay play just because I could see the game going the way it did, where they kind of both get there somehow. JD kind of gets the touchdowns in the end. Maybe he doesn't get a ton of yardage though, where it worked out obviously yesterday. But yeah, I was so I was like, oh wow, I played DK Metcalf in my I still cash in everything, and I won satellites with DK Metcalf captain builds somehow. Yeah. But it was because no one played JD and Gibson together. It was weird.
People weren't that heavy on Washington either. I mean, the guys were just lower owned than the Seattle guys still.
LeBron James rolled out, just rolled in.
See JSU? I mean, we wanted to
protocols. What happened with him? Is it COVID?
Oh no.
He must have went somewhere and I don't know. Went somewhere he should. I don't even know.
That was a good
Thanksgiving week protocols.
Yeah. He wasn't. He didn't want to play in this game. He already played Sacramento once. They took him to overtime a couple times. He's like, I don't want to play this team again. I want to rest.
Health and safety protocols. I mean, something happened to him. Not good. They don't put you in that for STDs. It's usually COVID, right?
I always like when he's out. It makes the slates much nicer.
So let's talk a little NBA here. Let me throw in JSU. Do you feel better now? Like you said, you didn't get enough. Did we give you enough love?
I just wanted Tony
imagine
to
not
give
giving
him
enough love.
I mean,
who ships
Tony
more tournaments than JSU?
So I apparently helped him, right? I don't even think I actually helped him, but I apparently helped him. And then the dude screens my phone call this morning. Screened it. After he made fun of K-Falik and yelled at him for screening my phone call. He screened my phone call.
Say he called you back and didn't get an A? I'm not going to hold it up because there might be numbers on there, but I did call you back again. Voicemail. Hey, this is John. My voicemail is full, so you can't leave a voicemail. Yeah, I called back and
Tony,
you didn't
guess how
answer,
old
so I
I
don't want to
was.
hear it.
Guess how old I was when that voicemail was created.
Yeah.
Guess
Yesterday?
how old I was. No.
1 day ago. I mean, I don't know.
No, that was like the first voicemail I ever made. I was probably like, it was when I got my
you need
phone.
to freaking fix it and say,
14
this is
years
Johnny.
old.
This is
14
Johnny. Leave a message.
14
And delete a
years
few
old.
voicemails so I can actually leave a voicemail.
No, it's purposely so assholes like you don't have a chance to leave a voicemail.
Every time I want to leave one too, and every time I can, it gets me tilted. I want to leave a message so bad.
My friends always text me like, fuck you, delete your voicemails so I can leave you a shitty voicemail.
I agree with every one of them.
Did you ever think about maybe telling those guys they could leave you like an audio message on a DM? Is that just not the same?
Not as fun. I mean, when you hear his voicemail too, his voicemail is so corny. Like you just want to just talk trash to him right away. Like you just want to get in there.
It's like I was literally 14. It hasn't changed since the first time I made it.
Hi, this is John. Leave a message.
Do people at the gym call you John?
They better call him Johnny.
The younger kids call me Coach John.
Coach John. I'm going to start calling him
Coach John.
Coach Johnny.
His new name, Coach John.
We teach respect when we run kids classes. We teach respect at this gym, and respect.
We got respect, so we can do it. We can do it,
so,
Holden. We got respect.
We've got Coach
no
John.
one calls me Johnny. Absolutely not.
No,
mostly.
What about John?
Nobody.
John.
Me and Andrew call him Johnny. There's two of us.
Literally, the only two people in the world that call me Johnny are my brother Andrew and Tony now, because Tony actually could talk to Andrew one time on a Zoom call. So
JSU, can you pull? We've had a request in the chat for you to pull up the voicemail message. Can you pull that up for us so we can start some NBA? And while you're doing that, I'm going to go
call him and we can listen to it.
Yeah,
please don't. It literally sounds like I'm 10 years old.
Pull it up, Coach John. Let's go.
Yeah, Coach Johnny.
Come on, Coach John.
No, it's never Coach Johnny. That's not respect.
Maybe I got to call.
That's plenty of respect. That's all the respect. It's like that old. I know Holden. Holden always appreciates these. The old Adam Sandler. I always talk about those CDs. Respect. Or like R-E. Yeah, who's heard that in the chat?
Ain't got no Dukes, man.
That is just incredible stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, Holden, to get this away from me, I missed you last week. I missed you. I haven't seen you in
too.
About a
week. It wasn't
week.
just you. We both missed him.
Yeah. You didn't realize it.
We missed you, and it's good to have you back.
It is wonderful
you
to
notice that Holden hates getting good feedback more than even we do.
No,
it makes him so uncomfortable when we tell him we like him and miss him, and his football plays are good. Look at him; he's so uncomfortable.
I'm still kicking myself that I didn't play any Jalen Waddle in my 150, and I heard you say it twice.
And Eli Mitchell.
20 times.
And Eli
Mitchell.
Kept
saying it.
They're
the worst team versus number ones. He just kept preaching it.
Yeah. I don't remember you saying Elijah Mitchell, but you probably did. I
heard it.
That was the wood. Yeah, those are
I heard it. He gave both of them. Yeah.
The problem was
pieces.
With both those guys in the lineup, I mint cash.
Hey, listen, if you
min cash is better than no cash. Hold it. I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you right now, if you played both those guys in the same lineup,
I did.
You were doing well. Like you at least probably won some.
Yeah,
money.
I did. I min cash. I barely cashed one, and the other one
poor Holden, JSU. He barely cashed. Oh, poor Holden.
I mean,
Holden, I didn't cash. So how about that? Literally, I did not. It was a rough week for. It was a rough week for old JSU. Somehow I stack a game in all my lineups that gets 69 points, and I still don't cash.
Bobby Gomes. We got to talk about Bobby Gomes, our boy.
All right.
This dude's been whining about the Dolphins defense since mid-afternoon Sunday when we were doing that show. Bobby Gomes, you got to get over the Dolphins defense.
I will say this, Bobby Gomes, he struggles to get over things. He really feels like to him, it's
just
like
disrespected from the Dolphins D.
Yeah, the Dolphins D. I mean, all right. They were the real play. We get it. Dolphins D.
Give him your line you always give me. Send me the team with them. That's what you always tell me.
Show me the winner. I want to see the winner with the Dolphins D in it, Bobby Gomes. I want to see the winner. Put it in this chat right now. Show me. I want to see it.
The other guy we need to talk about is Kay Fallick, who comes on 2 minutes ago. So Toronto, I have to go light the candles in 20 minutes. I need the goods. Well, delay the menorah, dude.
Come on, Kevin.
Don't blame a menorah for you.
Yeah.
We got Coach John and Big T right here giving thoughts on other things than basketball because we have a 5-game slate and plenty of time to get. As a matter of fact, Kay Fallick, if you were to run and light said candles right now, come back for the end of the show. You'll find the goods. Or you can hop on the show for the next few minutes. That'd be great too, Kay Fallick. It'd be wonderful to see you and your shiny face. If there was one guy that I would want to see play Santa Claus here at RPS, it would be Kay Fallick, though.
I think he's definitely our Santa now that you mention it.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like he'd be a natural fit.
100%. Who else would it be,
Santa
JSU?
Claus?
Yeah.
I guess Kay Fallick would probably
maybe Ryan the captain.
Maybe Captain could pull it off. Captain might be able to pull it off, Tony. I don't know.
Not as good as Kevin, though.
Probably not.
I wonder what the chat thinks.
And no doubt Tony hates Christmas, so I don't think Tony could play Santa. He probably hates. He's probably what do they call Scrooge? My brothers call me Scrooge though, so it's fine. Like,
you know what?
Whatever.
Me and Fallick are doing a Christmas NBA show this year. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pump the shit out of it. We're gonna do the best little Christmas show ever.
I don't even want to say I don't even want to say. So Fallick's going to dress up to Santa Claus for the show. Is that going to be the whole point of the show? Fallick dress up as Santa.
Dress like Santa.
Oh, you're going to do it too.
I'll do it too. Yeah, I got to
grow out the beard.
Yeah, I look like Dan Aykroyd though from what the fuck movie is that? Trading Places. Have you ever seen that with Eddie Murphy?
Oh yeah, that's an old movie.
That's the Santa I look like fucking gray beard, drunk, even though I don't drink. Hat to the side. That's my Santa. So anyways, where is Fallick? Is he around? And hello, Uncle T. It's wonderful to see you again as well. Let me just get to the news. Anything breaks, we'll talk about it. LeBron is out, as JSU told us. Nerlens Noel is in. Taj Gibson is in. We still got Derrick Rose and Mitchell Robinson game time decisions. We've got no Lillard, no Dame Lillard. He's out. So it's McCollum, Nance, Covington. I'm sure you guys will talk about that. Norm Powell is out. Svi Mikhailuk is going to start for Gary Trent Jr., who's out. Andrew Wiggins is questionable. He just popped up in the middle of the day. Draymond's playing tonight. RJ Barrett is now expected to play. And we got the Lakers Kings for triple overtime again. And the other thing, let me start with this, Coach John. Thibodeau came out and he said, first of all, Kemba is not in our rotation. Second of all, they're going to tighten things up. What are we making of the Knicks right now?
I mean, Thibodeau is obviously watching Alec Burks and quickly ball and saying, how am I not playing these guys big minutes? And Kemba is at the expense of at least one of those two guys, probably both of them a little bit. From a minutes perspective, probably he hinders both of them from getting to where Tibbs actually wants him to be. And then he knows when Derrick Rose is back, it's like Kemba and Derrick Rose, they're like the same. Like Derrick Rose right now is probably better at it, but like they're just scorers. You know what I mean? You put them in the game for 20 minutes a night, maybe 25, and you need buckets, right? You need them to carry the second team against the second unit of the opponent's team, and they dominate and they keep you in the game or get you back in the game with some scoring. But that's it. And Kemba is a liability on defense. We all know how Tibbs feels about defense. And Alec Burks is a really good defender. He is really good. If you watched the last game Alec Burks played, Thibodeau played him 39 minutes. And it was really, in my opinion, because not just of how he was playing, but he had him on Trae Young and on Trae Young most of the game. And I felt like it was more about Tibbs saying, I think he's our best shot at slowing down Trae Young. Now, he didn't really slow him down. I thought he played him pretty well, but he didn't slow him down. Trae had a good game, a really good game. But my point is, I think Tibbs really likes Alec Burks, that he can play both ends of the court, and Kemba can't. And Quickly's getting better on defense as well. That's the other thing. Last year, I felt like he wasn't a great defender. I think this year he stepped up. And I think that's where we're at with this Knicks team when they're all healthy. It's like, how can I play Kemba and Derrick Rose and play Burks less minutes, quickly barely any? It's like somebody's got to give. So that's where I think we're at there with the Knicks here. But I mean, Burks is probably going to start. I think he said that, right? For the future, Burks is going to get the start. So it would make sense. He's not going to want to start Derrick Rose. He likes having Derrick Rose off the bench. And I think he likes Rose and Quickly playing together, which is the other thing. So I think Alec Burks is going to be a really good DFS play a lot of nights because the dude is capable of giving you big games. And we saw it last game. He put up almost 40, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. The guy can do a little of everything. So, yeah, Alec Burks is a solid play here. Maybe not as good as he was last game just because they had more guys out. But still, like, he's still a good play. He's still probably going to get around 30 minutes.
Tony, you going to have any Knicks tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the prices have adjusted a little bit to where these guys are not like elite values, but they are still playing Brooklyn. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have some Knicks. I'm still whittling down the player pool here, but definitely I love the Nets matchup. Nets, anytime I can play decent values against a team like the Nets, I'm going to do it. And all these guys, yeah, they're not like incredible values anymore, but they're still in good spots if they get mid-30s minutes. And I think they will with, I mean, Kemba, they haven't liked Kemba since he got there. So it was only a matter of time before he kind of took a back seat a little bit.
Tony, he didn't make sense. I don't even know why they signed. He's not a Tibbs guy. Like, he's not a Tibbs guy at all.
Yeah, he's the opposite of a Tibbs guy for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, Derrick Rose is still slightly interesting too, even though he will still come off the bench because it's still one less body. And you know, Tibbs loves Rose. So if he ever gets it going, his price is cheap enough too, where he does have a very wide range of outcomes because some nights he's older and he's just not going to get that run. He's not going to play good. So you could definitely get a bad showing. But if you ever get the game where he's got legs, it could happen too against a team like Brooklyn. Get fired up to play Harden and Durant and these guys. And maybe he gets it going. I mean, at that price, he is the type of guy that could get you 40 every once in a while.
Okay, guys, if you want to throw some questions in, we got that. We'll absolutely do it. I do not know where K-Phalic is. I thought he was going to come on before everything got really big, but I guess
might be lighting the candle.
Phallic did say he's going to do the Santa thing with me, so I'm pretty excited about this. Yeah. Holden sitting on Santa and talking about the first thing that pops up. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there it is. Thank you for making the gift, guys. Really appreciate it. Myers is not happy today. Shut the fuck up and talk basketball. Speaking specifically to me.
Myers posts the weirdest comments he wins the award of weirdest comments since we've opened.
Yeah, what's up with him? Some days
he's very weird comment.
They're very up and down. Like, he'll tell you to fuck off, and then I'll be like, "You're great."
Right.
Like it's like all in one too. He's like, "Fuck you," and "You're great." All right, let's go.
That is Myers, right?
Yeah.
That's 100%. Good job, Myers. Way to go. We know who you are now. Are we locking CJ from Chicken Dinner? What up, Chicken Dinner? And Simons, he says. CJ and Simons, boys.
Definitely two of the best plays. I mean, without a doubt. My only worry is Portland. Man, they just have sucked. I don't know. Every time I watch them, I get like, they just let me down. I don't know. But yeah, on the surface, yeah, great plays.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, Simons is 4K. CJ is 7'9", 7'2". Like, Simons can do a lot less and still make value. CJ, when you play him at 7'9", you want a big game, right? You want the 45 plus game from CJ, which he could easily give you here. And they're definitely both great plays, but Simons for sure locking in. CJ, great play. And I'll probably end up having him too, but like, I'm definitely going to play Simons at 4K because, man, they don't have, Tony, this is the other thing. Like, they don't have many other scorers. Like, think about it, Norman Powell, Dame, CJ, that was like the bulk of their scoring, like throughout the season so far. They've been the guys putting the shots up, getting the buckets. Even Nurkic, we've seen Nurkic like randomly go off a couple games. But like he's not consistently getting up a ton of shots and stuff like that and being a part of it's mainly those guys on the outside. Simons is going to chuck in this spot. I mean, he's going to absolutely chuck, and he's a good basketball player, I think, too. Yusuf Nurkic probably gets more touches on the block, but like after those three guys, who do they have left? They've got Covington, who looks rough to start this year. They've got Larry Nance, who's not an offensive weapon at all, but is good everywhere else and can do a little of everything. And sometimes those guys can definitely have big, fantasy performances just because, when you rack up steals, blocks, do a little, maybe a few assists, you can end up having big days. So maybe Larry is someone we could talk about, but like that's who they have. Tony Snell, no.
Does he play for Portland this year?
Yeah, and he looks
Tony Snell.
He looks in much worse shape than he was last year, personally. So yeah, I mean, this is their team. They don't really have a ton of like scorers. They're going to need these main guys to score in this game. So I think they're all really in really good spots. Mainly those three. The three obvious plays are Yusuf, Simons, and CJ. From an offensive perspective,
I think Dennis Scott's like a very, very strong play too.
Who?
Dennis Smith.
Scott.
Dennis Scott.
I don't know why.
Who's Dennis Scott?
Okay, he was a really good basketball player in the 90s.
I still like him on those NBA TV things. It's
when
probably
he was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, Dennis Smith is 3K.
Yeah,
3K.
And he'll probably get some run for sure.
I just don't see how he doesn't get
like 18 minutes, Tony?
More, I think.
20?
I don't know. Yeah, I think. I mean, he is bad, so maybe he doesn't do anything with it. But against the Pistons at min price as a ball handler, I don't know. I'm going to have a hard time not playing him. I'll tell you that.
I could see the range of like 18 to 22 minutes for Dennis Smith. I think that's the minutes range.
Foxy, FanDuel, better play GPP Westy or AD?
Ooh, well, now no LeBron. Tony, were you leaning, if LeBron was out, were you leaning from a studs perspective? Like, how are you ranking Steph, AD,
I'm
and
not.
Russ?
I never play dudes against Phoenix, so I'm not playing Steph. And
okay.
I mean, AD is nearing my list of never wanting to play him.
So Westbrook.
I mean, AD has had some absolute disaster performances this year for me. Like, beyond bad, but anytime LeBron's out, obviously you got to consider him. He just played 49 minutes against this same Sacramento team and only got 52 fantasy points. That's outrageous. AD, you've been disrespectful this year. It is just, I want more from him. I do feel like he's kind of rounding into form a little bit, where he's looked a little bit better these last couple games, but I don't know. This is where you need some value, because I do think these plays are good. And Westbrook,
I keep out, by the way. Let me just throw that out there real quick. I was looking at that one. Zaire Williams is out. I don't know if you got any reaction to that, but we can go back to AD.
Zaire Williams from Memphis.
I mean,
that moves the needle.
Early in the year, I didn't even know he was even on the roster.
You didn't even know he was playing these days.
Yeah. Has he been playing minutes?
Yeah, he's been getting some minutes.
Yeah, he's been getting some run. JSU, your take on the AD Westbrook thing?
I kind of have the opposite take of Tony, where I thought recently AD's looked really bad. I watched the entire game against Portland, 49 minutes, AD on the floor. He gets you 52 against Sacramento with no Holmes. They played Alex Len. Just think of this. They played Alex Len, Tristan Thompson, or Damian Jones for all the center minutes for the entire game. So that means that pretty much the whole game he was facing off against you put up in 49 minutes. That's it. That is the matchup where AD has to just like own everybody. I mean, this team was down Harrison Barnes. They played Terrence Davis. They were fronting him with Terrence Davis at some points. Like at that point, you just got to tell someone like, dude, just get me the ball and get out of my way because I'm going to own Terrence Davis down low. Like, I don't know. Like you just watch that and you laugh. Like he's 7 feet tall. He has the skills of a guard and he can't destroy this Sacramento team that's playing Alex Len 30 minutes. Tristan Thompson is coming in and running him up and down the floor. Like that's a bad scene for AD. But now with no LeBron obviously played that game. With no LeBron, I think these two become better, obviously better stud plays, and probably my preferred over Steph as well. I know Tony said he doesn't play guys against Phoenix. I would amend it though for a guy like Steph Curry who just can go insane at any time. In that rule, personally, for me, because I don't really play a lot of guys against Phoenix. But I think Steph Curry, you could. But I do put Westbrook and AD now ahead just because there's no LeBron. Sacramento is a good matchup. And I think this game's going to be back and forth again. So I'm going to like those two studs for sure.
What about THT?
THT you can play. Yep, 4,900. There's no Avery Bradley either. I think that helps a little bit. Malik Monk's probably going to get some run too. Wayne Ellington's probably going to get some run. You know, they're going to need those guards that can shoot out there, especially without LeBron and playing with Russ. So, yeah, I think you could look at a guy like THT for sure.
CC Kings, DK, Nurk and AD, or Holmes and Russ, because I already got CJ and Simon. So it'd be DK, Dirk, or Nurk and AD, or Holmes and Russ. God damn it. Speak English, bro.
I'm going to go Nurk and AD, but it is close.
I
lean the Portland side a little more than the Sacramento.
I think Nurk and AD for like landslide.
I just like Russ.
Nurk is way better than Holmes tonight. Nurk is much better.
I think Russ is better than AD, but maybe they're not as
close as Nurk to Holmes.
Yes,
though.
That's a good point.
I mean,
Nurk is just very, very underpriced in this situation.
Drexel time is just I don't know if you know what, this before we got into the conversation is like, how does AD not smash? And if you just listen to the conversation, I think he's not playing well, right? So
yeah, but
I think AD has a lot more. AD has a better chance to bust than Westbrook. I'll say that. Like, I don't think Westbrook's going to bust unless it's just like a total stinker and they get blown out or something. If the game stays close, Russ is going to have to crush.
I don't think the game blows out. I think the game stays close. I do think this should be a spot where AD, it's like a get right spot for him. And I will say it. I feel the way that Tony feels, but I feel like a lot of people feel that way. And the ownership's going to be lower than it should be because I think we're all starting to feel like this, just screw AD. He's not worth it. And the ownership, I think, is going to reflect it from what it should be.
There's a lot of studs on this slate, too.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, too, about Harden. Like, he's looked bad, too. But you look at him recently. I mean, he's gone. He had a 68, 56, 70, 47, 51, 56. And he still hasn't made any shots. Look at his, 4 for 15, 4 for 13, 7 for 25. Like, he hasn't made any shots, and he's still getting you in the 50s, and he's going to be completely unowned tonight because of these other guys on the slate. I wouldn't totally scratch off a guy like Harden just because if he ever has a night where he actually makes some shots, you're just getting him so low owned on this slate that, when he pops off in these early games, and you got all the studs in the late, like say Harden gets 65 unowned, you put the whole field up against it in the trying to catch up. I don't care who those guys are because he's going to be unowned. I think a lot of people are just going to play the late game tonight. You got 3 late games, 2 early games with a 2.5 hour gap. I think a lot of people are just going to play the late dudes, especially with the LeBron news now.
Is Harden going in your core, Tony?
No, I don't think he's going to be in my core, but I think he's a really good tournament play.
Okay.
Yeah, Harden, James Harden.
Yeah. Covington or Nance from T-Mole? Covington or Nance?
God, I feel like Nance is a better player right now, but Covington's probably going to get more minutes than him. I don't know. I think it's very close. I'm going to lean the starter. I've said this in my head that like the starter is probably just the safer, better play. But you know, both these guys could get it done at their price tags. They're not. You're paying $3,900 and $3,700 for these guys. They could both pay off.
Shaw's Demon. Do I go Fox or McCollum? Last piece, DK. How popular is McCollum going to be tonight?
I mean, CJ's probably the better play overall, but I do like Fox.
What do you like about him?
I think that this is a good matchup for him. We saw it in the last matchup against the Lakers. It's the same team. The Lakers are just lazy on defense at times. They've got those like older, slower centers, and Fox is just really good at getting into that mid-range. He can get to the hoop. He's really fast, but that mid-range jumper, he was destroying them in overtime with that mid-range jumper that just, when it's on, they can't touch it. Like it's so hard to stop because he's so quick. And
the hard part with him though is how you going to play him over some of these other guys tonight.
Who?
Fox.
Give me more than CJ.
I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Who?
Over.
No, I'm asking who's the other guys? Like,
well,
besides
it
CJ?
doesn't have to be the same price range, but if you're playing a guy like CJ, you have a tough time playing a guy like Westbrook or Harden or any of those other guys.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Like, because from a guard's
you're
spot.
Still using a spot. Even like a
saying.
dude like Cade Cunningham, anybody in the higher range. I don't know. Like Fox, I used the same example I used for AD, but like the dude played good. We just said 53 minutes and only 54 fantasy points.
Yeah.
And that's playing good.
It's true.
When you look at the rest of his games in normal minutes,
Tony, but 7-6 on FanDuel for De'Aaron
I know,
Fox.
but like, look at his other games. I mean, seriously, like 25, 32, 30. Well, he literally has never done anything except the Lakers game in triple overtime. Look at the rest of his game logs. He hasn't got there the whole year, basically. He's got a few good games in there. I'm not saying he can't. I do think he's a good play. I mean, I'm going to project him for low 40s, but I'm not 100% sure he's a better play than like Van Vliet, CJ. I love Cade Cunningham, especially against Portland. Like Cade no one's going to play Cade tonight.
Nobody. Yeah.
Like no one.
I like him too a little bit.
Especially when you're playing the Portland guys. He just fits in there so nicely.
He fits good.
Just a lot of AD is a giant pussy. He's a gaping cunt.
That's why no one likes him too, because he is a huge pussy.
Beta.
It's
they're not.
He's a tough root.
Yeah, he is. We can't even say anything against it because it's true. Like Tony said, like we can't even like. It's the truth. Yeah,
it's really hard to root for him.
Would you? Oh, Chicken Dinner. Oh, he's the one that called AD a gaping cunt. All right, Chicken Dinner. I like your energy tonight. Would you play Nurk and one of Covington or Nance in the same lineup for cash?
Why not?
Cash. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Chicken Dinner. Check out the cash chart too. Check it out. Ship my Benjamins. Thoughts on playing AD and Westbrook together? Definitely need the Dennis Smith Jr. to make it happen.
Same answer I just said. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Can we play Simons, CJ, and Smith Jr. together?
Again, why
From
not?
Fibber.
Yeah.
I'll read
off all these good plays. It's like, of course you can play good plays together.
Here, Nape has an interesting question. What's the max total ownership percentage you'd play tonight?
I don't look at that stuff.
Yeah, I don't really look at that stuff either.
Yeah, Nate. You didn't look at that stuff. I thought it was an interesting one for a second. If you're looking at AD, do you just find the salary to go to Durant? From Finra.
I'd rather play Harden than Durant, but
if I have to choose one, I'd play Harden. I'm not going to play either, though, just to be honest with everyone.
I mean, it's tough to play Durant over AD, though. I couldn't play Durant over AD.
Okay. Is it done to play for Portland players? A lot of usage out there with no Powell.
Not dumb.
Not dumb?
No.
What do you guys think about Fournier with no Kemba from Don Daddy?
Fournier with no Kemba. But my problem is that all these other guys are for sure in. Derrick Rose is coming back. And Fournier is just like, he's in there to score. If I'm building like one lineup or two lineups, I'm probably not going Fournier. Like Burks is a way better play. I know he's 5'6" and there is a $700 gap, but I would just try and get the Burks. Now, if you're just stacking the Knicks up, that's different. You could play both those guys and hope the game shoots out and play Harden on the run back or whatever. But just in all, like I would want Burks if I was playing a cheaper Nick. If I'm going expensive though, Randall, I think Randall's in a really good spot here against Brooklyn, who we always talk about it, Tony. They play no defense, and Randall's one of those guys who he beats up on those type of. He's going to beat up on a team like this, like inside out. He's just, yeah, he's going to do work.
What do you think of Melton as a pivot off Tyus Jones on FanDuel from the PG Rebels?
How cheap is Tyus on FanDuel?
You know how old I am when I hear Tyus? I hear Tyus Edney. It's sad.
Are we talking about who? Tyus Jones?
Yes.
He's on DK he's 5'1" or 5'2".
FanDuel.
He must be cheaper on FanDuel.
4'6" on FanDuel.
Yeah. He just has never been a very good pro. I don't know.
Okay. Tibb is in the utility spot here. He needs to figure out if he's going with Cade or Nurk.
They're not the same price.
He must just have the money to put it in there. I don't know. Cade or Nurk.
Those ones are tough for me because if the salary, like you got to be able to spend that in NBA. NBA, you shouldn't be leaving salary. So I would play Nurk and try to go up from Cade to somebody. Like you can't just leave. They're like a 1,400 difference or something.
Two to like anywhere from $100 to $300 range, I think is fine in NBA. But anything more than that, I just don't understand it unless it's like a 2-game slate.
2-game slate.
And it's like a pivot because of an ownership thing, and you know that people won't make the pivot. That's the game theory stuff I'm all in for on a 2 or maybe even a 3-game slate. But on anything more than that, I don't think you need to leave that type of money on the table.
Do you like the Kings as much on DK as you do on FanDuel?
Talking
Who
to me?
said he likes the Kings? He didn't say he likes the Kings.
JSU.
Yeah. He's probably looking at my core because I'm
looking at your core.
Who?
Yeah.
Who's he got in his core from?
Yeah, Fox and Heald.
I got Fox and Heald.
Oh God. At least JSU got the 160 the other night.
You know what? Fuck you, Tony. I'm going back in on this game. Go right back in.
You might get triple overtime again.
Give me the triple overtime.
Buddy Hield is one of the guys, like, I literally would bridge jump before I ever play. I hate Buddy Hield so much. Oh.
Let's hear it, JSU. Come on.
He's just one of those. He's one of those guys that Tony hates to play, but he's just a streaky scorer. Like 5'8" for Buddy Hield, and you look at the guys in that range. It's just like the range isn't good. Like,
God, I just clicked on his box scores. It's even worse than I thought. God, he's so bad.
You play Covington, Sadiq Bey, THT, Larry Nance. Like these are the guys in the range. If you want to get up, you could get up to a KD, but I don't want to get up to KD. You want to play Scotty Barnes? I'd be fine with Scotty Barnes at 6'7".
Alec Burks.
I got Alec Burks is in my core. Those are my two small forwards.
Whew. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at FanDuel yet, so.
It could, if we get news for sure that if we get news for sure that we didn't get Mo Hartless news, right? He's questionable still. If Terrence Davis starts, he's a good basketball player. I could play him for 3, 7, or 8 on FanDuel. So that might be a pivot I might look at because a lot of my dudes are, like Tony said, a lot of them are late outside of like maybe 1 or 2. So it's definitely something where I could pivot if that news hits from Buddy, but I'll obviously update the core if that happens.
Can you break down the center position? I mean, is it just Nurkic and like let's roll or what?
Yeah, I think Nurkic is point per dollar, definitely the guy we're looking at. One, Anthony Davis, Julius Randle, if they're all like center eligible, like on FanDuel, those are the next couple guys I would look at. Then Rashawn Holmes at 6'7", 6'2" on DraftKings, I think is a cheap price for Rashawn Holmes. After that, you get into like the Precious Achuas, the just guys that if they're going to have ownership, I really don't want to mess with. Tony, click on Precious's box game log or whatever. You're going to see some dusty performances. So, I mean, it's just, that's the center position. You could say Steven Adams is cheap, maybe at 4.3, but I'm off the Steven Adams train right now. I can't do it.
All right.
That's it.
It's a good breakdown. Thank you. Grizzlies going with Jones, Bain, Brooks, Jackson, and Adams. LeBron's going to miss multiple games. So I don't know what that means, whether he's got the rotor or not. Who the hell knows?
I don't like Brandon Clark a little bit as a sneaky guy.
You do? What do you like about him?
I like playing these athletic bigs against Toronto a little bit. I don't know. He's super cheap. I don't know. He's more of a wild card play, but I like what he does for my build a little bit.
I could see that working out, like a guy who gets 20 plus minutes somewhere and has a good game. Like you could see that.
What do you think? So you like it a little bit? You like that call a little bit, JSU?
Yeah, no, I do. Definitely.
Where's your DK core go? It's not up now.
It's my DK core. I'm posting it right now.
Oh, okay.
I got 2 people in there right now.
Okay. I thought I saw Heald and Burks over there. Or Heald and Fox.
No, there's Simons and Nurkic were the first 2
Simons
I put in
and Nurkic.
there.
Okay. Very good. Can I have the fellas break down the Toronto plays? Sure, Junior. Junior. That's him, Junior. Guys, Van Vliet's always in play, isn't he?
Tony talked about him, right, Tony? You like Van Vliet.
I mean, I always like Van Vliet, but again, it's the same thing I said about whoever I was talking about. Like the guards, I don't know. So I'm about to run my thing right now, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to use a one of those high-priced guard spots on Van Vliet over some of the other guys. I projected him for like 43. So let's see if he hits my. Yeah, I'm not going to get a ton of him. I'm looking at this build. I mean, the more I think about it, I always end up liking these Lakers without LeBron. The more I look at it, I just feel like their floor and their ceiling is just better than the other stars, unless they just tank and get blown out, which I don't think they will against Sacramento. I don't know. Like, it's tough for me to spend up on a spot like Van Vliet. So I'm not going to do it. I am going to put my core up right now.
I'm with Tony on that. I agree.
JSU, favorite game to stack tonight from Bogard?
I think the chalk game is going to be Portland, Detroit, for sure. I think if I was to stack an early game, I think I would lean the Brooklyn game. But I think the Sacramento game is so people really target these guys with the price tags. In Sacramento, the price tags went up on everybody. Halliburton, Heald, Fox. They're not the comfortable price tags that everyone was playing. And really, people weren't even playing them last slate. I thought they were going to be really chalky. They weren't as chalky as I thought they were going to be coming in. And I think it's going to be similar even on this 5-game slate. So I'm going to say that game because I love the studs from the Lakers. So it's easy for me. I can stack it up. I can pair at least one Lakers stud with my Sacramento guys. And I have my value from Portland and run my teams. That's kind of how I'm attacking this slate.
Good question. How about Svi? He's in the starting lineup tonight. Actually, Foxy wants to know about Precious too. So Precious and Svi. And
I like
Johnson.
Svi more on DK where they get that 3-point bonus for sure. He's gonna play big minutes. That Gary Trent out. They need someone. They need a shooter out there. Besides Fred VanVleet, without OG too, he's out. So yes, Svi's gonna get the run. He's gonna shoot some shots, and he's got upside at 3,800. He's got some upside.
You don't mind him. Okay. I like to hear it. There was a good 2v2 here. Oh, just thoughts on Obi or James Johnson on DK. They're both 3-4. Connor's looking for value, I guess.
Obi or James Johnson.
Yeah.
Obi or James Johnson.
Why are
I'm
you
gonna
playing
lean
one
James-
of those guys?
I would lean James Johnson if I had to play one of them.
Why
But
are
I
you
agree.
playing one of them though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Why are you playing?
I just don't like. I don't get it. I guess.
This is what Tony does on every show. He just said,
I just some guys I
people
don't get.
People must not watch that. He's like, I don't understand why X player is being played. It's
There's
just
lots of
every show.
decisions you can make. Like there's decisions like McCollum or Cade Cunningham or like like decisions like that. There's just guys you shouldn't even have in your mind.
You shouldn't
Like-
have Jeremy Grant in your mind, should you?
I don't get playing guys like that, but I think it's one of my strengths is I just totally ignore a lot of the just scrub plays. Like if you put my 5-man core in there and cycle around it, I don't know how you don't print on DK. That core is just so rock solid, and you still have 5K for the last 3 spots. Like just go to the printer, turn on the printer, and get your cheese.
Bunch of winners.
Davis. Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook.
I just don't know how that core doesn't print. I don't. A blowout if it blows out.
Yep, that's it.
And you still got 5K for the last 3
But it
spots.
has to blow out, right?
I mean, if it blows out, then you're going to lose anyway. So that part doesn't matter.
Okay.
You still got 5K though for your last 3 freaking spots.
Okay. Basically tonight was interesting because you just talked out the whole core and it was pretty easy to see who you guys were on.
These shorter slates are definitely
Definitely.
more
Yeah.
my
You're right.
strength than the big slates. Like JSU is really good too at the big slates. I'm not as good at the just monster slates. I'm really good at these like shorter slates where I can zone in a little bit on some plays. I don't like them when I gotta like look at 15 freaking games.
Not your thing.
Not as good at the huge slates for sure.
Can I ask him about
Tony,
a-
I think you're really good at the big slates.
Oh, thank you, JSU.
I
It
think
means
you're
the
the
world
best.
to me.
Yes.
Can I ask you
just
about a
want-
Simons to Rose pivot? Well, I just did. Thoughts on
We
that?
talked about the Rose pivot a little bit though. Like I don't think it's optimal, but yeah, I think Rose could get you 40. And when he crushes, I think it's a great tournament play. And I know Matt, because Matt is my boy, a really great tournament player. Shipped a big showdown. I love Matt in the chat. He knows what he's doing when he plays Rose over Simons. If you know the risks of it, I think it's a great play. You just have to know the downside of it too. I mean, if it doesn't go right, you're going to feel dumb when Rose gets 14 and Simons gets 40. But the flip side of that is when Rose goes and gets 40 and Simons gets 14, you're going to have a chance to win the whole tournament, which is what the goal is.
That's really interesting because actually there was one guy from your core that I didn't know you would have in your core. So I plugged it in there and that's what it is. You can have that decision, Rose versus Simons.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Okay. Let's keep going then.
I'm not going to play CJ as much on DK, but on FanDuel at 7,200, he is a much tougher fade
FanDuel is a tougher fade.
to me.
Can I play Jeremy Grant low owns? Wickler, we kind of talked about that. Like, why? Thoughts on Otto Porter after a big game from Don Daddy? JS, you got any Otto?
Thoughts on Otto Porter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to have any Otto.
Brandon Clark or Nance? Brandon Clark or Nance?
I'm going to go Larry Nance. Yeah, sorry.
That's a rough
Brain
one.
fart there.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought it was tough. It was tough to put it in. Is it viable just to fade center and go Siakam or Randall or cheap like Lyles from Corey Holt? Just fade center only?
Huh?
Or nay?
What does fade center mean?
Yeah, I don't get it. What do you mean?
I
Like,
think just
don't
not-
play
play
a
anybody? I
center?
don't know.
You have to play.
Is it viable to fade center and go like Siakam or Randall? So I guess what he means
Oh,
is
so play like a power forward in the center
Yeah.
spot? Yeah, I mean, you can.
okay.
That's going to make it probably different. Yeah.
Boats and Hoes, Horton Tucker or Dylan Brooks? FanDuel.
Probably Dylan Brooks.
AD and DS and Dennis Smith or Bay and CJ in a GPP. AD and Dennis Smith or Bay and CJ.
AD and Dennis Smith.
Brandon Clark or Nance? Did I ask you that one? No.
Brandon Clark or Nance. Yeah, you did Nance.
Bay or Barrett from Antfer.
Barrett.
Barks. Are we playing Cade? I know he's Tony's boy. It sounded like there was an alternative to Cade tonight, right, guys?
There's tons. He's going to be unowned, so there's tons of pivots to him.
Yeah. Unowned. So there's your answer. On DK, Westbrook, Rand. Okay, we got a 3v3. JSU, 3v3 here. DK, Westbrook, Randall, Covington, Van Vliet, Siakam, Barnes. Westbrook, Randall, Covington, Van Vliet, Siakam, Barnes. The Toronto side or the Westbrook side?
Westbrook side.
Scotty Barnes or Dylan Brooks, DKGPP?
Scotty Barnes.
R. Herzog. Hey, Big T. R. Herzog wants to know more about your core because he's pivoting off of Westbrook for Curry, but he has 4,500 for the forward position on DK, and he's using your core.
4,500 for forward.
Yep, on DK.
Let me look. Power forward.
Boy, you really
4,500. I mean, I got a bunch of high 3K guys. I don't have anyone right around 45. I mean, my highest projected guy is Svi in that price, but I don't have anyone that's exactly 45.
or like Kyle Anderson or something.
I think Russell Westbrook is a way better play than Curry, though. I'll just say that just for the record.
Okay. Foxy, Barnes and Burks or Draymond and Healed? He's liking Draymond. He thinks he's gonna get up in a big game.
I don't love Draymond as much in this spot.
Okay.
But who is it? Who is it against?
So it was Scotty Barnes and Burks or Draymond and Healed.
Scotty Barnes, Burks, Draymond Healed. That's a close one. I guess like the Draymond side.
JMac DFS. Monk or Rose on DK?
Malik Monk in tournaments. No one's gonna play him. He's someone who can always pop off.
Is Svi Chalk from Christine, who had a couple.
He'll be owned. The
He's
small
been
forward
rolling.
position's kind of weak, so I could see him being owned here.
Best utility play under 3.9K. Best util play 3.9K. I mean, is it Smith?
What's the question?
Best play under 3.9K. I guess
Smith's
Covington-
only good because he's a men
Yeah,
price.
Covington would be what, 100 too much?
I like Brandon Clark, Svi, Nance. Covington, all those guys.
Clark's V and Nance.
Clark's like my sneakier play. That I think he's a very good play.
My core is up to just Anthony Simons, De'Aaron Fox, Alec Burks, Rashawn Holmes, and Yusuf Nurkic on DK. So for anyone who wants it, Alec Burks is the only one in the core that locks in a couple minutes. So,
CJ or Chris Paul as the lower owned pivot from Cahill.
CJ or Chris Paul? I'm gonna go CJ.
Triple J or Buddy on DK.
Buddy.
Ask the best tournament player in the world if he's crazy for having 56% THT in 150.
Well, I don't think you're crazy.
See, look at that. You're always like, oh, I'm not the best tournament player in the world. And then the guy asks a question to it. You immediately take the question.
No, I took the question because I knew Tony was gonna sit there until I answered it. He wasn't gonna answer it. I knew it.
I don't answer to phrases that isn't true. I would only answer if they said the 13th best at Run Pure. Then I would answer. Ask a question that says, I'd like to ask the 13th best tournament player at Run Pure, and I'll snap right in there and answer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Holden should answer it. Wow.
No, Holden moved up to 11th after NFL this week.
Oh, really?
Oh, he moved up.
I want to know who's behind me. I want to know who's behind me.
I'm 13th. You're 11th. I'm 13th. You kicked what's his name's ass, so he's behind you.
Mikey, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely behind you.
All right, good.
Nice. Good. You beat up on Mikey. Boy, you beat up on
anytime I can beat someone up for living with their parents when they're in their mid-20s, they deserve it. Kenny Good People, FanDuel GPP, Scotty Barnes and Dennis Smith, or Clark and THT. So Barnes, Dennis Smith, or Clark THT. Ooh. A lot of THT questions.
Barnes, Dennis Smith, or Clark THT. Wait, Scotty Barnes? Yeah, Scotty Barnes, Dennis Smith. That side.
All right. Precious, Svi, or Slow-Mo? DKGPP, single entry. Precious, Svi. CC Kings, DK, THT, or Fournier?
THT or Fournier? THT.
Covington or Precious, FanDuel from Zwickler.
That one's close. Probably Covington.
Quick thought on Scotty Barnes. Very quick.
I love Scotty Barnes on FanDuel.
I'm fine with him too.
Okay.
FanDuel, especially though, that small forward, he fits really nice for me on FanDuel.
Glock admits he's behind me. That's not saying much, Glaucoma.
No, Glock's definitely not behind me. Glock is ranked 4th in the Run Pure rankings.
He's 4th.
Glock's the man.
Yeah, he's ranked 4th. Only 3 spots behind JSU, Glock. You got a little work to do to get up to JSU.
Nape, DK 2v2, Svi and Poole, or Precious and Burks? Svi and Poole, Precious and Burks.
Precious and Burks.
Yep, that game locked. So
I don't want to ask the guys their thoughts on Jeremy Grant again. Mary Ferguson. I don't want to, so I'm not going to. How much is he? And Mary Ferguson, thank you. But I'm not.
I love that someone's name's Mary Ferguson in there.
MF Ferguson.
That episode this week was so good too with the roofer.
I thought
I have no problem with Jeremy Grant, by the way. Tony's gonna make fun of him, but I think you're paying less than Cade for Jeremy Grant.
God, he's 8,100 on FanDuel.
He's 73 on DK.
Oh man, I almost just fell off the chair. 8,100.
Was it FanDuel? He didn't specifically ask FanDuel or DK.
Man, that's a crazy price though. 8,100. I mean, he's solid. Like, I don't think he's like, I mean, whatever. He's the type of guy, if you land on him, like, so be it. I don't think he ever like kills you. He's solid. Like, he'll probably get you like 38 fantasy points. How much is he on DK? What am I missing?
7.3.
Oh,
7.3.
Yeah.
He's more than Cade. I mean, he's less than Cade.
Yeah, I would play Cade a million times over him.
I know he's just less than him and power forward. If
Yeah,
you're
I mean
not
the
playing
forward
AD,
position does help for sure.
Yeah. If you're not playing AD, Randall locked, Siakam locked, Scotty Barnes locked, Jaren Jackson locked, a lot of guys locked. So, I mean, if you're still building and you have open forward spots, I definitely think you can consider him.
Fournier 4 This is the $5 single entry. So you guys, this will be off from your ownership. But Fournier's 4.7. Precious is 40%. Scotty Barnes 23. Svi is 50. Siakam is 15.8. And Harden 7.7. That's about where you thought it was going to be, right, Tony, when you were talking about him earlier? Harden. Wow. Under 10%.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he'd be unowned. I'm not going to be surprised at the end of the night if a Harden team ships, because I think he's a very good tournament play. I wonder how much I played of him. Let me see.
Fox or CJ is the question, JSU.
God, I wish.
I mean, CJ's definitely the better play, but I guarantee you're talking about 40 to 50% ownership on CJ. To Fox, who's going to be 10% on DK.
All right.
At 8,400.
Justin,
so all I'm going to say is, on the outside chance that Portland game goes south and one of these two teams gets up on the other and beats up on them, and CJ
it could easily happen too.
And CJ ends up with 40 or 42, and Fox somehow backs into a 50 burger, you're going to outscore all those CJ teams by about 8 points and be way ahead in tournaments. So that's all it's going to take. I like them both. All I'm going to say is I left the decision. That's why I love my core so much, because I kind of left that decision up to you on how you want to build. You could go the route of CJ, but you don't have to go the route of CJ in my core. So it's all on how you wanted to build the team. And, I played Fox though, for sure, in my team, just because I know no one's going to pay for him at 8,400. Like, no one is going to pay for him. So we'll see.
The big starting lineup is Burks, Fournier, Barrett, Randall Robinson.
Oh my God.
What?
Whew. I'm glad
you're talking about Fox.
Oh, I just looked at the 8,400 again and whoo, JSU.
Tony, it's an ownership.
Holden, have I ever made Holden? When's the last time I made fun of JSU? It's been a long time.
What are you talking about?
I never make fun of your plays. When?
No, your height, not your plays.
His height, yeah, not his plays.
Your height, not his plays.
De'Aaron Fox at 8,400 though. That might I gotta laugh at JSU.
You'll shit on a play a show, but today it's been like 3.
I think
8,400 is Harden over Russell Westbrook or AD is awful.
All right, good. We got some disagreement here.
There you go. How about that? Well, just because I can't just sit here and get made fun of. I need to throw something back at Tony.
8,400 is. I'm just gonna be honest, JSU. I don't know if that's the ticket.
All right, we'll see.
The best part is, Holden, it just makes him want to play. He's going to play Fox on all 3 of them now.
I'm going to play him on every team now.
I knew he would.
8,400. Oh.
Hey, how often do these spite plays work out, Coach John?
I'm not always adamant. Sometimes I just make fun of him just to increase the show. This time I actually mean it. Oh. Whew, this is like when I make fun of K Falik. It's genuine.
Seriously, JSU, how often does spite play?
8,400. I'm still looking at it. It's still on my screen. Oh my
God. If you play AD and Westbrook, do you need a run back from Sacramento from Stan?
I don't think you ever technically need run backs in the NBA, but I mean. Yeah,
it's not a rule, but it is a 5-game slate. You're probably going to land on somebody you can run it back with,
Coach is pissed. Who's oh
Coach is pissed.
Uncle T said coach is pissed.
Oh, I love my guy, Uncle T.
There was one other one too. Why play Fox over CJ when you could play CP3 over him? Can be.
Oh, now we're going to CP3. I'll make fun of that even more than I will Fox.
I didn't bother bringing him up because I knew the official show stance, but yeah, there's some CP3 out there tonight.
I will say too, like we're all talking about THT. Like one of these Lakers, these random Lakers could pop off, and Malik Monk is one of those guys that I wouldn't be shocked if Malik Monk had 30 fantasy points today at 42. Like that, nobody's going to play. No one is going to play Malik Monk at 4,200. So they need shooters. They need scorers on the floor because that was one of the things, like when LeBron's gone, it's clearly the thing that hurts them the most is like Russ can play make, maybe not as good as LeBron, but he can play make. But man, they struggle to score when LeBron's off the floor. They need these type of guys like Monk, like the Knicks game. Like if Monk wasn't in that game in that first half, they would have got blown out. That game ended up being close, but if you watch the Knicks game that first half, they were getting smacked. And Monk came in.
Hey, JSU, would you play THT and Monk together? Or is that just no correlation?
I would probably pick one. I don't think you need to play both because then you're asking for a lot to happen, in my opinion. But I'm just saying, like, these are plays that are going to come, like, that play is going to come in at no ownership here. So, and it's someone like, I can't play Wayne Ellington at 3K, even though I do think he sees a bump in minutes, but like Malik Monk, even at 4,200, that dude at least has like a ceiling. So give him, I think it's sneaky if people want to have like a sneaky little like dart throw.
Can you rank Sac? Can you rank Sacramento? Barks wants to know if you'll do that for him.
So just rank their player, De'Aaron Fox, Holmes, Halliburton, Heald, Terrence Davis. And then after that, it's kind of a toss up, Metu, Bagley. They're just too many guys. So, yeah.
Uncle T, when's your golf show, man? Is that coming up tonight? Do we have a golf show this week on Tuesday?
Only 20
is Uncle
people.
T giving winners?
There's only 20 people in the field this week. I doubt they're doing a show.
No show for Uncle T. Corey Holt. I got a build that perfectly fits Fox, Heald, and Monk and Westbrook or Davis. I'm riding with you. He is riding with you, JSU. He is not riding with Tony. He was riding with you.
With what?
Fox, Heald, and Monk.
Be quiet, Tony. We don't need you to talk right now. By the way, Tony, what do you think?
I stroked JSU the whole show. He's not shipping tonight.
Tony, who do you think starts for the Lakers besides THT? Because I think THT definitely is it Wayne Ellington? Is it
you're way more piped in than I am at the moment. I'm still not fully dialed into NBA.
Just because no Avery Bradley, no LeBron. I assume
I would
THT
guess Monk, but
one.
like I really don't like have a strong. I'll defer to you for that. I don't have a strong feel.
Hey, there you go.
The only thing I know
starts.
is that
I don't know.
The two studs, I love what they're going to do with those guys out. But Monks look good. I watched a bunch of the Lakers. I mean, it's one of the teams I've watched a bunch. I like Monk. I like the Monk call. I don't love that he's a guard because I like so many guards, but I do love the price point. I just like these guard plays tonight. And so it's funny that we always talk about this stuff. On DK, I'm just fooling around with my core and just making sure I'm solid because I'm going to go eat some food after this. And, of course, it comes down to where my last spot, I can play either Cade or Grant. They both fit perfectly.
No, you got to play your boy Cade.
Oh, I'm playing Cade for sure.
Yeah.
So someone will have a sixth core play. There's no way I could play Grant over Cade. Like, I couldn't respect myself.
God. That's the problem with the Monk. You said it though. He's not forward eligible. If he was forward,
I'd love him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I'm like worried they could start. I could see them starting fucking Wayne Ellington in this spot
easily.
And he's 3K and he's
they kind of
forward
like
eligible,
Monk off
Tony.
the bench too. You're probably right. It probably won't be Monk. They like him off the bench.
Yeah, and he's 3K and he's forward eligible, Tony. He's small forward eligible. So
Ellington?
yeah.
Uncle T has a request. He would
What
like,
is it, Uncle T? Whatever you want, buddy.
Yeah, he wants Big T to break down the Kings for us tonight.
I hate the freaking Kings.
Break it
Where's
down,
the
Big
Kings
T.
at?
Come on.
Break it down though, Tony, just in case we want to play.
I just literally think the Kings are the worst play. Like, I hate their coaching staff. I hate their roster. They're playing Bagley minutes at least. Finally, all of a sudden, at least some minutes. I'll give you a guy. I do like. So one guy I always like is Rashawn Holmes. I always play Holmes. He's 6,200. AD's going to go for blocks. Holmes will get the weak side dunks. I love Rashawn Holmes, but man, like Buddy Hield is always the worst play. De'Aaron Fox at 8,400 is absolutely egregious on this slate. JSU is the best. I say this, I troll him. I say this with full conviction that I think JSU is the best. I really do think he's the best tournament player in the world. Dead serious. Absolutely believe it. He ain't going to win tonight, though. So that is not JSU's night.
Can I get Fox? Can I get Fox over Cade?
I mean, it's 8,477. That actually does matter, but I do think Cade will outscore him for sure. But I mean,
So Cade's outscoring Fox tonight. Okay.
I don't like, the thing is, I don't like love Cade tonight either at the price. I don't think Cade's like an incredible play. I think he'd be an incredible play for 1K cheaper. I think Fox would be a very good play if he was like.
This is my point, though. The ownership on Fox is
with the ownership, he just doesn't have the upside.
You don't. This is how everybody. If Fox was 7-4, people.
I always
like
agree with
Fox.
you. I get the reasoning. I just don't get that Fox. He's just been too bad. I just don't see it. I mean, you
we
need
can play
60 from him.
AD at 10-6, who's giving you 52 in 49
They're not
minutes,
the
and it was
same
the
position.
same
We've
reason.
been talking about
It
this
was
the
the
whole
same.
show.
But it was the same reasoning that you gave for not liking
They're not
Fox.
the same position.
Look, he played 52 minutes and had this.
Look at the rest of their stuff. Pull it up. Okay, so yeah, I talked about Fox. Fox has had no big games. AD, okay, I'll read down the list. 51, 52, 32, which was awful. 70, 47, 38, 29, 67. Tons of terrible games, but 67 and a 70 in there.
Yeah, but you're paying 10-6 for him. You want those 60
but he's a forward.
point games.
There is no forwards.
All
like
right.
if AD gets me 53 tonight, I'm thrilled at forward. I don't need crazy upside. If Fox gets you like 39, I think you're in very tough shape.
Depending on how the slate goes, yeah, I would need a lot of chalk the bus probably. Like if Fox got me 39,
I just can't stop staring at the 8,400 price. Wasn't he just
Tony,
like 6K?
Tony, what if Fox, Cade, CJ, they all scored 40 or less?
I think
Am
that
I in
could
a bad
happen.
spot? Yeah, me too. Am I in a bad spot though?
I don't even play CJ that much tonight. I don't love those guys that much as far as upside.
I'm just we'll see.
I mean, Cade's going to be lower owned than Fox.
I think it's going to be close, Tony.
I mean, no one's going to play either one of them.
Yeah.
So like we're basically playing a similar play. It's just.
So I really should
definitely
play Cade.
like. I mean,
I really
Cade
should play
versus
Cade and Fox together, is what you're telling me.
Definitely don't do that.
That's what you're
No,
telling
I'm
me.
definitely
right
not
now.
saying that.
That's what you're telling me. That's all I heard in my head. It just went through
you
my
could
ears.
do that and just hope Portland. I would totally fade Portland if I did that, except for like Dennis Smith, and just hope Portland gets just torched. If Portland gets torched and you do that, like you have a path to winning.
I feel like it could happen.
It easily could happen. I mean, Portland's been terrible.
They've been so bad.
The problem is they're playing Detroit.
Yeah, I know. That's
Detroit's so bad. Could Detroit blow anybody out?
Oh, God.
Is it even possible? Could they blow us three out? Like they're really bad.
I think they could blow us three.
Could they get us? What if we had Uncle T though?
Ooh, I don't know. Uncle
He'd get in there and
T-
defend.
Uncle T would have to bang with Isaiah Stewart. I don't know if Uncle T would want to have to bang with Isaiah Stewart. That's a big boy back there. I love you, Uncle T. I'm just trying to keep you safe, man. That dude went after LeBron. We don't need him going after you, too. All right.
Holmes and Poole or THT and Cade? THT would be my third Laker.
THT
No
and
Kings.
Cade.
by like a large margin, I think.
Fox
That boy,
or Paul?
Alec Burks. Let's get off to a hot start here, baby.
Fox or Paul?
I don't even know how. I can't even answer this question because I feel like I've answered it. Tony, you answer the question because at least you don't have either of these two in your core. So please.
I would definitely play Fox. I just would literally never play Chris Paul. I mean, outside of a random slate. Playoffs, maybe I'd play him. Big games, I'd play him.
Yeah.
It is kind of a big game versus Curry.
You can make that. Both these teams are on like kind of winning streaks or what. I know Phoenix is on the winning streak. Golden State's been probably the other.
So many
best
vets though. Is it really a big game to them? I don't know. They're both really good teams. They're both really good defenses. I don't know.
I could see this being a real slow game too, by the way.
Yeah.
Like real slow. Phoenix wants to play.
Everyone's
slow.
saying Harden's crushing. I hope I played at least a little Harden.
There you go.
And sometimes I give good advice and I don't follow it. Let me see what I played. I really did think Harden was a great play though, just because no one was going to play. What does he own? Sly Payne. What's he own?
You said it on the show, Tony. I heard you say it on the show.
Yeah, I know. I just hope I played someone. Let's see. What's he own? Sly Payne. Tell me I at least played.
He's got Tony. He's got 14 points and nothing else.
Oh, so he's not
Harden?
totally crushing.
Harden's
But he's got 14 points already. Like
Nice,
7,
15.
8.
15
He's
and
got.
two.
Oh yeah, I got a 10% Harden. I like that. That's perfect
Only
number,
8.
actually. I was just
It's only
hoping I
8
didn't
minutes
talk
in.
him up and then not have any Harden.
Randall started off. I mean, not scoring well, but doing a little everything. That's always good to see from Randall.
What do we got? Are we done? What do we got?
I think we're done.
11%.
Yeah.
So I'm right along the field. I'm actually shocked he's 11%. That's higher than I thought he'd be.
I thought he would be like under 10 for sure.
Yeah,
Like 5.
me too. Lots of good guard plays.
Maybe
Yeah.
again, people were afraid to play AD. Like I said, maybe AD comes in lower.
There's not a chance that he's probable. I was going to say there's no way he's going to sit, right? That would jack
AD?
me up if
Oh,
he somehow
geez,
sat.
don't say that.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah,
He's just such a puss that you never know.
true.
I like Westbrook's the guy I always play. I just thought, I mean, he sucks at shooting, and I wouldn't want him to in the playoffs. But as far as just freaking giving it, he just goes and just plays. I like that.
Yeah, he plays hard.
And yeah, he misses a ton of shots, and he doesn't have the best game. But as far as fantasy, like he just gives it for you. One more question, Zwickler says, and then we can go.
Yeah.
What's it going to be, Zwickler?
Are you going to ask me about boobs, Zwickler?
I hope so.
What?
What do you mean, what? I was just thinking about boobs, JSU. We
Okay.
don't know what he was doing. So, I mean, I was hoping he'd ask me a question about him, but he's not going to. One more quick question. One more Q, Cade, and Grant, or Fox or Holmes. One more question. Okay. Caden, Grant, or Fox and Holmes on FanDuel.
Are they the same price? I could get Cade and Grant instead of Fox and Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, my two will jack JSU's two up.
You just talked about how horrible Jeremy Grant is as a play.
Now he loves him.
Give me Fox and Holmes. I'm gonna beat Big T's ass with Fox and Holmes.
God, I still can't get over that. I'm gonna have nightmares about that Fox price. He's gonna get you like 29 fantasy points.
Tony, how about this? You're giving me real bad mojo right now. I'm playing them on every team, by the way, because I'm stubborn as hell. You know that already, and you're putting some real bad mojo on my players right now.
I'm going to play them on the couple
Anyone
teams
who plays JSU's core, just remember this. I got him on all my teams. Whatever he does,
he's going to crush, and you're going to make fun of me tomorrow. That's what happens when you're number one.
All I know is if he gets 29, I'm going to get so much shit the next time we come on this show. All right.
What if you? So but say the flip side. What about when he gets 69?
This is what I want you to do. If you played him with me and he does crush, I want you guys to all send Big T a really nasty DM because he only responds to nasty DMs. Don't send him like a nice one, like, haha, we got you, Fox crush. No, send him like, fuck you, Big T, De'Aaron Fox for all the giblets. All right, send them that. All right, every single person.
As long as they make fun of you, if he gets 29, I'm in.
Well, no, you would need your people who didn't play.
Okay, my people, we're making fun of JSU if he gets 29.
I'm gonna get 1,000 DMs tomorrow.
Oh. What do we got? Are we done?
Yeah,
we're done.
Just tomorrow.
We want to talk about tomorrow. Yeah, it's a big slate.
Biggin.
They got that big 888 tournament too, Tony. That mega 888 whatever on DK.
Is it a milli or something?
I think it's like 250K up top, but they've been doing like the satellites for it for the past week, I think.
I'm excited. We finally got this 555 milli this Sunday.
Yeah.
I've been waiting like 3 months for that thing.
I might give a ticket away. I might give a ticket for that one on the football show.
After this 29 piece tonight, you're going to have to redeem yourself. Give it out a 555 ticket.
If De'Aaron Fox crushes and I win tonight, I'm going to give multiple tickets.
That's how he gets the crowd behind him. He's skewing the playing field on me, Holden.
Let's go.
Then they're all going to be rallying to me.
If I didn't throw a little more on, I couldn't handle the amount of people that back Tony that would be sending me DMs. It would literally be 90% of the server. The Discord would literally just killing me.
Just buying fans.
He went to the jugular. I mean, he's gonna when he gets 69, I'm gonna have people just crushing me.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good for you.
God, that would be amazing if he dropped the 69 piece.
I gotta play him at like that. I'm putting him back in the player pool. I'm playing him on like
no. Stay away. We don't want you and De'Aaron Fox. We don't want him on your team. If I swear to God, if I see a De'Aaron Fox shipper,
it would just be the best if I shipped with him. It would just be amazing. It would be the best. There's nothing I like better.
De'Aaron Fox and Cade are going to somehow outscore like CJ, and they're going to be on the winner somehow. Like it's gonna happen probably. But
yeah.
I'm ready. All right, we good?
Yeah. Yes.
We'll be back. We'll be back for the people.
Holden's got to get us out though.
Simon, would you please get us out of here?